Please silence your cell phones or other electronic devices. And please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Rhonda?
Yes. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for everyone that was able to join us here and those who could not. Please help them to make strong decisions and help us do what's best right for kids and for staff. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda. Welcome. We are glad you're here. Let's go ahead with the approval of the agenda.
I do not have any changes at this time, so I just ask that the board approve the agenda as written,
Make
please.
a motion to approve the agenda as written. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. So we will go on to patron comments. Any patrons?
Yes,
Okay, state your name, please.
Sean Byram. I just asked that the board would consider looking into a previous faculty handbook provision for teachers to have the opportunity to coach athletics. I'm under the impression that there used to be a provision that a teacher could take on an athletic coaching position, even if there wasn't.
Just clarify, I think he's just asking that the board consider there be a provision that teachers have priority over ECA positions that are available. And Sean and Becky are in the room, and we can follow up on this, but it's probably a situation that needs to go through the discussion process and through the association, but we appreciate you bringing that to our
Okay,
attention.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other patron comments? Moving on, approval of board minutes. We've all had a chance to read them. Do I have a movement to approve, or
I'll
are there
move that
correct?
we accept the board minutes.
Okay,
I'll second.
it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And there are none opposed. Special presentations.
All right, tonight we have Mayor Chad Spence with us. Like to provide an update on Vision Corner. So blessed to have such a dignitary in our room today. It's just pretty incredible. Chad, do you want me to play the Vision Corner video that we shared at
If it's
council?
available, that would be wonderful.
It's your time. That's why I want to be
Yeah, no, that would be wonderful.
perfect.
You want me
Okay.
to say, yes, sir.
I will go
It's
ahead.
kind of nice to be on this side of the fence.
I've got a video that we played for the county council and commissioners last week. So we'll share that with the board and with the public, and then we'll let Mayor Spence follow up and allow the board a chance to ask some questions.
I am delighted to summarize the Vision Corner project on behalf of Chad, Aaron, and the Union City team.
Sorry.
Vision Corner is a project inspired by informal prayer. Please, God, help us figure out what to do with this monstrosity. The answer is Vision Corner, and it is with humility that we recognize those who have helped make it possible. City and county leaders, past and present, who have faced adversity with hope, not fear. School leaders, educators, and staff who continuously strive for excellence. Educators John Schmidt and Rick Clear, who pioneered KISS TV, and Tom Johnson, who took our DECA program to new heights. Cian Bales and Missy Williams of Randolph County United. In fact, Cian and Missy played a major role in our belief that Union City wins bigger as a member of a dynamic team rather than going it alone. Vision Corner is happening as we speak. Our crews are stripping the interior, the floor plan is in active development, and we have been approached by Ball State's TCOM department to co-develop a mentorship program in the upcoming school year. Our Phase 1 activity operates at the public school level. DEC is Apache design and K.I.S.S TV move downtown. The educational experience expands dramatically, including a full retail experience for Apache students and expanded technology options for K.I.S.S, again aided by direct engagement with Ball State. And all programs will be built to welcome Randolph County students. Phase 2 of Vision Corner expands the focus to include community engagement, adult applications of the core focuses of Phase 1, assisting individuals in setting career goals and preparing for success, assisting leaders and employees in developing critical success skills, and fostering entrepreneurship, including an incubator program for technology startups. We are excited about the value Vision Corner can contribute to Randolph County progress. A living, breathing example of downtown revitalization and its impact. Another piece in the goal of complementary focused education among the county's school corporations. Direct economic development impact through entrepreneurship incubation and related support of existing small businesses. A continuing partner in building the county's win-win relationship with Ball State. A living example of county commitment to competitive broadband, and an active contributor to and participant in the build-out of Randolph County United's Chamber Division. We would like to suggest a unique approach to funding strategy. Large-scale funds distribution often includes major chunks of new visioning. Thanks to county leadership, Randolph County is vision ready, the idea version of shovel ready. So this grant process can focus on aggressive action. Here's what Union City sees clearly. With a $250,000 jumpstart, we begin immediately to make Vision Corner renovation happen. With an additional $250,000, we can build out the first floor to support 2022 school activities and the Ball State mentorship program. Here's what none of us can see with precision: the exact priorities and collaborations that will move us forward over the next year or two or three. So the idea is dynamic funds allocation as needs clarify. Why can Union City boldly talk about deserving $1 million or more? The county's goals are ambitious, close to daunting in scope. The key, of course, is careful investment of available dollars to maximize impact. At challenging moments, coaches get the ball into the hands of clutch performers. Farmers plant seeds in fields that will assuredly yield outstanding crops. And we believe Union City is among those who have earned that kind of reputation, and we stand ready to be team players in both planning and execution. Here's one example of how it can work. Vision Corner's entrepreneurial incubation is a high-potential economic development project. Closely allied emphasis will be skill training such as leadership. These are almost certainly fund-worthy freestanding. Part of the build-out of RCU's Chamber Division will be programs that actively assist small business owners countywide in leading and operating their businesses. Does that need to include a whole new set of plans and funding? Some customizing, of course, but there is enormous overlap in content and teaching methods, and shared co-development will make enormous sense. We appreciate this opportunity to present and look forward to discussing both strategies and action plans. Here's to Randolph County progress.
All right, so again,
Nice.
I asked Mayor Spence to kind of give an update on where we're at and where we're headed with the county and funding situation and just kind of share his vision with the board and allow you the chance to ask some questions.
Awesome, appreciate that. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. What an honor and a privilege. And so good to see everybody near and far. And so, as the video alluded to, this is a unique opportunity. And I had the pleasure of sitting through some leadership training last week in the company I work for, my other day job. And it was interesting. Now, this is a billion-dollar company. It's a global company, and one of the leaders in medicine on the face of the earth. And what's one of the main ingredients they were talking about during the call and during the sessions? It was a 3-day session. It was being able to tell your story, to be able to sit in front of someone and be able to illustrate your own story in whatever capacity that might be. Whether it be a student standing up and speaking to an audience, or it might be someone sitting on the other side of an interview table, or it might be someone proposing to someone even. No matter what it is, we find ourselves in life having to tell our story, and our ability to tell that story effectively can today, in today's world, mean the difference between success and possibly even failure. And so that's what spawned the idea originally, was a conversation I had with Ball State with the college dean of communication, or the dean of communications for the Ball State University, Paige Turner is her name. And sitting down with her, it was her and myself, it was Mike Spillman, who's the interim chair of the telecommunications department, and then Missy Williams. And this has been over a year ago. And she said, one of the things we're really focusing hard on with our students across the university is the ability to tell their story. And I thought to myself, it's like, here we have a program that's one of the preeminent programs in the state of Indiana, K.I.S.S. We've got one of the leading telecommunication programs in the United States, Ball State University. We've got a downtown that's struggling and has vacant space all over the place. We've got kids that see that, and believe you me, and you know this, kids see that, they see a town that they're anxious to get away from. Because there's nothing happening here, this town's dead, I need to go somewhere else. It's time that we come together and all hands on deck mentality and show these kids what's possible. You know, this is my humble opinion, we talk to our kids and we want our kids to be dreamers, and we want them to know that they can accomplish anything. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter who you are, what your name is, how many dollars are in your pocket. The American dream is still alive. We want you to go after it. But I think we lose sight of that as adults. And we lose sight of what's possible when we come together with an idea and pursue it fervently, with passion. And if we didn't have that in our forefathers' DNA, we wouldn't be here. Or at least we'd be speaking the King's English, or we'd be speaking German. Time and time again, this country rose up and met challenges, and we're no different. So where we're at right now, you can put a check mark next to the $250,000, the initial request. The county buys into this big time. They see the value in it. This cooperation, this collaboration opportunity. A long time ago, I pictured K.I.S.S having studio availability downtown. I pictured really just retail space originally for Apache, because they're a great entity here in the school, but most of the community doesn't know a lot about them unless you have kids in school. So a lot of people don't know about the cool things they do. And so that's what spawned this, but now we're branching into further, like they said, entrepreneurship, business incubator space, chamber space for the county chamber, and they can do workspace training with businesses and small business training. The possibilities are endless in this. So we've got our first 250. The other 250 right now is being applied for from another 250, I should say, is being applied for by our engineer, Dave K.I.S.S Consulting. We've already applied for another 100,000 from rural development. We've also applied, but the grace of this gentleman's extraordinary too. You've not only got an extraordinary superintendent, you've got an extraordinary gentleman over here too, Andy Stover, who applied to the Community Foundation. It just did a phenomenal job in preparing that grant for them. And so we hope to hear back, I think sometime, maybe at the end of this month. Yeah, and so, I was getting ready to say, that's only 15,000. I hate saying stuff like that. Like 15,000 is just like chump change. No, it's still 15,000. So all of it I count it as a blessing. So we're going to be undaunted as a city in our pursuit of this, and we're thankful for the collaboration we've had from the school, because I think our kids need to see that. Our adults need to see that. They need to see us working together. They need to see that things are possible. They need to see things happening. And so that's where we're at. We've literally been cleaning out the inside of the building already. We still have work to do, obviously, but we've already got the glass company that we've identified is the same one that did Dan Rissmiller's building, except we're going to have not as a contemporary look as what he's got. He's got a beautiful look, but we're going to go more classic historic look. But we're going to restore all the glass front down below. We're replacing all the windows up top. If you're sitting on Pearl Street at the intersection and you look to the right, you see what I call the old Apothecary building. It's where I bought my baseball cards as a kid. You see where the windows are bricked in. Those are going to be restored. That's going to be critical too, not just for the aesthetics of the facade, but also it's going to bring natural light into the hallway of the design for the first floor. Sure. And we have the paint that's already been donated by Frank Miller. We have the paint sitting in the fire department right now. We've officially received 3 quotes for the painting. Kearns Brothers were going to do it on their own dime, but God bless them, they are so covered up that he doesn't think he can get to it till August, and I can't wait that long. We've got to get this project moving. Because Ball State has already worked out a schedule with our telecommunications department here at the school in doing collaborations. I mean, that's already in the works for the next school year, where they're sending students over here and then we're sending students over there. So we've got to get this project done. And it's become quite the passion of mine to see this through. Because this is just one piece of an overall vision I have for the entire downtown and the community as a whole. But it's a critical piece nonetheless. So that's where we're at with the crux of it right now from a construction standpoint. You're going to start seeing physical changes take place over the next 30 days to 60 days. And a lot of people in the community will be like, oh my goodness, it's about time. So, I'm throwing a lot at you. What questions do you have? Comments?
What's the completion date of phase 1? I mean, do you have something?
Yeah, and that's another thing, and my apologies, I need to start clarifying. We've got a phase 1 which speaks to the core contents of the building, the actual programs going inside, and stage 1 is what we're going to refer to as the construction stage 1, and then we've got phase 1 of the, what's going inside. So construction stage 1, I want to have all done by Christmas, to where we can start moving stuff in, if so choosing to do so. That's my goal. I know it's aggressive. But I've also been around long enough to see what's possible. That doesn't mean that they're going to be up and running January 1st, inside the building, but I want to be ready for them. And so that's our goal.
If I can piggyback on that, Mayor, we talked with Mr. Blacknose as well. Soft opening, great, but 2022 is the 50th anniversary of K.I.S.S TV. Good way to celebrate that kind of anniversary in 2022 with a huge to-do.
Yeah, I just feel like I've prayed a lot about this, and this is not an idea I spawned overnight. This has been a couple of years in the making, actually, in my mind. There's a lot of things rattling around up there. And one of the things I just find cool in my faith journey is that not only do we have that, but we're building a covered bridge at the park right now that's already started construction, if you notice out there in the middle of the park. And it's a covered bridge. Because we used to have to put the covered bridge up ourselves for community Christmas, and it was a job. It was daunting. It was so hard. And I kept looking at that place, and I'd be out there in a bucket truck, and I'd be looking down that valley. It's like, you know what? A covered bridge would look gorgeous right there, and it would save us a lot of time because we wouldn't have to keep putting the bridge up and taking it down, and we could light it head to toe, inside out. And I thought, it's important to make it a part of something that means a lot in this community. And so I thought, we'll dedicate it to the Lions Club. because they have been so instrumental in this community and such a godsend in so many ways in this community. And what's this year as the bridge is being worked on and completed? It's the 75th anniversary of the Lions Club. So I don't plan these things. That's, in my humble estimation, God's timing, which I just think is awesome and infinitely better than mine. But so it's those kind of things that I think we can keep our mind toward and keep pressing forward. That's how we're going to make special things happen. And that's how these kids are going to know that we don't just talk the talk, we're going to walk it as a community. Great question, though. Sorry, you asked an 8-second question, you got a 7-minute answer. I'm sorry. Blake was teasing me for a minute, said, should I hold up signs? How long you been up there? Any other questions? Let me ask you guys, let me make it uncomfortable for you for a second. And this is for you too, Wendy. What are your thoughts on this project? What value, if any, do you see in it?
Oh, my word. It's hard to put into words how valuable this is for both the school and the community. It's just the collaboration, the increased opportunities for everybody. I mean, it's a win-win-win situation. I couldn't be more pleased about it.
I appreciate you sharing.
I think it's good for our kids to have the opportunity to be in front of the camera or behind the camera. And just like you said about telling their story, they need to have that ability to have the confidence to tell their story. And this is just another tool, just like Becky's classes with DECA, to give them a chance to learn business and entrepreneurship. So.
And for the community to see them running a business. I mean,
Yes.
like you said, they don't see what happens here. They don't see all the wonderful things that are happening.
And thank you so much for bringing that up. And Wendy, thank you for sharing too. When you have a light, you don't put it under the lampstand. You put it on top for everybody to see. We have phenomenal things, thanks to you guys and your predecessors and the visionaries that have been through this school. We have phenomenal things going on in this building. Shame on us as a city for not promoting that and putting you guys up on a higher stage for people to see. Because it does several things in that instance. It shows civic support for their school system. Because let's face it, that's the foundation of a community. A strong school, that's our future. We don't all plan to be doing this forever. We hope we're raising kids that will step up and take leadership of our schools and our communities. The other thing is, and I lost my train of thought because I was talking too much. But at the end of the day, it's just so important for us to broadcast, no pun intended, how important these endeavors are, and for people to see that. They need to see it. And the people in the community need to see it. And then my idea is to bring in people from all over. Because see, Community Christmas, there's a reason. I'm not just insane why I spend so many hours. I know Becky's questionable, but but there's a reason why I spent so many hours at the park for years. Because we had this vision, and we knew if we stuck with it, we knew what the end game could be. We knew what could be down the road. And we've reached that. I actually cried in the car with my wife this past season when we went out one evening to see the cars when I heard they were parked out on 32. I cried in the car, and she told me stop it because I'm going to start crying, because it looked like Field of Dreams. And these people were here in town to see our community. And 85% of the people that come in for Community Christmas are not from our community. They're from out of town. And we raised $50,000 from most of it from out of town. That's the same thing I want going on with Vision Corner. I want people coming in. What is Union City doing? What is Randolph Eastern doing? Why is that board for Randolph Eastern? How are they so creative? How are they so ahead of it? What are they doing? What's going on? What is the city doing? People are going to want to know, and people are going to take note, because I'm already receiving word from people affiliated with the state that they're not seeing the collaboration that's going on here. They're not seeing this in other parts of the state. It's not common. That's awesome. We don't want to be common. Common gets you in place with everybody else and doesn't stand out. And it's just a, run of the mill. That's not us. We're going to be trendsetters, and we're going to show people what's possible. And there are going to be other people wanting to know, what are you doing? And they're going to be jumping on board. So, any other comments in terms of?
I just think it's a great thing also, to bring people in to the different programs, like, Becky's and K.I.S.S TV, Once they see that they're, oh, that's awesome, I want to do that, I want to go there, and let everybody know what they offer.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and really, I want them to, this to be elevated so much that kids see that, it's like, I want to be a part of that. I want the kids to start dreaming about it. It's like, I want to be downtown. I want to be doing something on center stage. And it's not, to Wendy's comments, it is so important for people to be in front of camera or behind camera, see how that stuff works, but kids need to know too, this isn't about being a TCOM major. It's not gonna bother me one bit if most of these kids leave here and don't pursue a telecommunications career. That's not what this is about. This is about them seeing more in themselves and revealing more that they didn't know they had in them and becoming more than they ever thought they could be. That's what this is about.
They learn so much from the different programs,
Yeah.
like you said, so if they become whatever,
Some of my
nurses,
kids,
doctors.
Mayor, are very excited that they'll be underclassmen, they'll be able to see the fruition of Vision Center for Vision Corner for 2 or 3 more years.
Yep, and that's absolutely. Any other questions?
Well, thank you for spearheading this. I mean, this is awesome.
I appreciate it. And it wouldn't be possible without tremendous allies. It seriously wouldn't. This would not even be dreamed, not even close, not even remotely close to being possible.
Your vision is a huge part of it. So
It
thank
is.
you.
Vision's a big part of it, but collaboration, it's everybody jumping in, because that's one thing I'll never be able to stress enough in however long I'm in office, is that how much every single individual can play a role. It makes me, and I know, I'm sure it's left you guys, because you guys, our hearts are to serve and to help kids. It breaks my heart how many kids have gone through this world and left this world and had just who knows what inside of them that could have just made all the difference for others, but they never saw it in themselves because no one ever took the time to show what was in them and to reveal it. So, well, anyway, I'm going to go lose all the feeling in my lower extremities as I go to my son's track meet now. So I sure appreciate you guys tremendously. And thank you guys so much. And you guys know where I live. You know how to get a hold of me. Don't hesitate to reach out if you got any questions or if you have any thoughts or any ideas. Because this is one of those things where it's continuing to grow and blossom. And so the more the people add into it, it's almost like having a big mural painting where people go up and they put their color in it and it just makes it more complete. So I
One
encourage
last
that.
question.
Yes.
What
sure.
color is it going to be?
It's it was the color that was shown on there. Steve Shoemaker calls it grayish.
Okay.
It's like a beige tone of gray, if
Okay.
whatever that's worth.
All right.
But it's really going to look.
With blue accents.
Yeah, with dark. Yeah, it's going to be. It's quite
Oh, that sounds
sharp, at least
nice.
I think it's sharp. It's what Ball State architecture program proposed.
Awesome.
Ball State. This was the graduate program at Ball State. This was their project for the spring of 2020, and they did a
Great.
phenomenal job. They did like a 60-page report. On
It did look nice. I wondered if that was the color it was
Yeah,
going
that's
to be.
it.
Nice.
That's it. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what it's going to look like. So we're going to bring out all the highlights of the architecture, and the building itself is going to pop, which is another cool thing because kids get to be a part of that.
Sure.
Nice.
Great
Thank
question.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Interesting. Love that.
I have to laugh because Bill Richmond, who's with us tonight, has heard this presentation 3 times in the last week, and he saw Chad on Monday and then saw my watered down performance on Tuesday. But Chad brings a little different element of energy, doesn't he, Bill?
Okay, we are up to action items. Claims approval.
That would be me. Request to approve claims 7147 through 7224 and payroll claims number 6 and 7.
Need a motion to
I'll
approve?
second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And it's unanimous, so it has been approved. Field trips.
A couple items here. First of all, rescheduling the Washington DC trip, actually from last year and this year, and still allowing those kids that have lost opportunity to attend, but next April 6th through April 10th, 2022, allowing, if we're able to travel, I guess would be the best way to say it. And then Mr. Smith has a trip planned to Trafalgar, May 7th and 8th. That is an overnight trip that we need approved by the board as well.
So we can do both of those together
Sure.
if we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the field trips.
I'll second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And it is unanimous. No one is opposed. Personnel consent agenda.
A number of personnel items here. First of all, recommend Keith Malloy as a junior high special ed teacher. Tammy Klein has graciously stepped up to help with our junior high track program. Then we have some retirements. Ron Bailey retiring from his bus driving position at the end of the school year. Diana Taylor retiring as our ECA secretary at the junior senior high. And then the big one in the room, Linda Wood retiring after 31 years, and she can't even look up because it's been tough. But she's going to retire sometime this summer once we feel good about the transition. And Linda, I hope you know that myself and the board, we know what you do for us, and you're going to be sorely missed in so many ways. And we appreciate your service and
Definitely.
truly being the matriarch of Randolph Eastern. That's who you are, and we love you for that. So
Yes.
Absolutely. Going to be a tough replacement.
Yeah.
But we will, I mean, you deserve the time off and to enjoy and go travel. Go do what you want to do. You deserve that many times over. So we wish you the very best, but we're going to miss you like everything.
Thank you.
Plus,
So
we know she'll come back.
yeah, I've kind of
You visit us.
pigeonholed her into if we have events, we're going to have to bring her back to host, because if it's left to Andy and I, we're in trouble. We'll eat off the dirty forks, and we won't have tablecloths and none of that stuff without Linda. There's no doubt.
My Morgan always needs help too, so.
yeah,
Book fair, you can bring her back for the book fair too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But I think the board can approve all those personnel items together.
I'll make that motion that we approve the hiring and the requirements as listed.
I'll second.
has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 None were opposed. Motion carries. Okay, new business, Mr. Black.
Just an action item here. Mr. Stover's been really busy in the grant world beyond what you see there, but working through ESSER funds and building those budgets and applying for community grants as well to support Vision Corner. But we do want to recognize a $1,500 grant from Project Lead the Way, a $7,000 grant from Read Health for our social emotional health programs, a $5,000 grant for our backpack program, which still sending out backpacks every Thursday with kiddos for the weekend, and then a $5,000 grant from First Book to purchase STEAM books for the library, I believe, Andy. But Andy, great job. This is a great report. You're knocking it out of the park. So we would like to recognize these companies by the board accepting the grants publicly. So
I'd like to make
I
a
move that
motion.
we graciously accept the grants in 7.1.
I
And
second.
thank everyone for that money, help our school.
Rhonda seconded.
I second.
Thank you, Wendy.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Amazing. I love getting all these grants. Thank you for all your hard work. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Such an impact on the kids.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 And no one is opposed, so we're good to go on that. It's passed.
Next item there is just for the board's information. We will approve the student handbooks in May. This is a chance for you to let the public know that you'll be reviewing those over the next month. No major changes. The big change would be the removal of the addendum in the back that was all COVID related for next year pertaining to virtual learning and that piece. I've kind of tasked Mr. Loomis and Mr. Adams with creating a virtual handbook, so to speak, and contract to really raise the bar in order for a student to participate in virtual learning in the future. So no major changes other than that, but I do ask the board review that before the next May board meeting. Next item there is asking the board to approve a summer lunch program through June 24th. Plan is run it 4 days a week through the summer, and then we'll shut down for June 24th for our 12-day closure over the holiday there. I will probably come back to the board in May or June and ask that we run the program for some days in July as well, because our lunch program, the free lunch program, runs through September 30th, and our Northside Kids free lunch program runs for 3 years. So we have the ability to feed our students. We should take advantage of that. So just have to ask that the board approve this first request to run summer lunch through June 24th.
Motion to approve the summer lunch program through June 24th.
I second.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It is unanimous. Motion carries.
Next item there is just an update from me for the board. Some discussion over 2022 building project possibilities. This is just an update to the board. I am meeting with SiteLogic tomorrow and then again next Friday to develop a schedule where we can start having some work sessions to look at some plans and things that they're offering for us to work on. We will be in a little bit of a tight timeline in order to get the bond funds in place for a project, but we'll just, my thing is make sure we go through and do it right, and we go after what we really think we need as a corporation. And if we have to push the timeline back a few months, as long as we can obtain the funds at a low interest rate, I think we'll be fine. So just an update from me, and know that we'll have some work sessions coming up to discuss that project.
Okay. Review of reports.
I just asked the board if they have any questions on the reports. There is a special report there. I shared the update from Alumni Foundation for where they stand on the scholarship. That's something we need to do annually, just keep the board, because that was originally money that was handled by the school, and that was passed on to the Alumni Association back when Mr. Lehman was your superintendent. So everything's looking good right now. Our ADMs stay steady right there between 872 and 877 on any given day. I mean, there's a kid going out, a kid coming in every day. That's just that's the nature of our beast, but it is staying very steady, so that's good.
Neola policies.
Last item here is looking for the board to approve the Neola updates, volume 33, number 1. Number 1 is just because it's the first set for this school year. Just ask that the board approve those as written and presented. We will need a motion and a second on that.
I'll make that motion to accept the Neola policies.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous, motion carries. Mural policies are adopted. And corporation department comments. Corporation staff comments. Any?
Blake, you want to provide a quick update on the broadband tower?
Oh, yeah. So this week, we had our tower climbers in from Lafayette. They were delayed for a while due to some COVID issues with some of their climbers, because they needed 2 climbers to do our site, and one of them was down for 3 to 4 weeks because it moved through the whole household.
Oh,
At one point, he had to be there to watch the kids, and he was the last one to get it, so it just took a while. But they were back this week, changed out some hardware, got some things realigned, and so far the tests that we had in place have improved, and we're going to keep doing more testing. We're in a bit of the scary phase, which is all on us. I can't say we're waiting on somebody else anymore. It's all us. But kind of some of the early stuff that we've got going looks really good, and I think the install went well this week. They were out. We checked some of the stuff this morning, and they left around a little before 9 o'clock. So yeah, it's gonna get interesting, but I think we're in good shape moving forward.
excellent,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's the early data is pretty promising the past couple of days, and
Absolutely.
when your upload and download speeds are faster than what I'm getting from a pretty strong provider in the area, that's a good sign. So, job well done. That's a big feather in those 2 guys' caps. They've worked hard at it. So.
What's the status of the fence that's gonna go around it?
Good question. Cobalt is supposed to be coming out to install that at some point, but that's a great question. We're just kind of waiting on them to get back to us. They did come back in and do the backfilling, so we'll be able to do some hydro seeding to clean that up, but we are waiting for the fencing, for them to get back and get the fencing done.
The biggest holdup fence-wise is we need to get the old tower down.
Yeah.
Because the fence that would go up would be in the way,
Right.
as we bring the old tower down. So we're going to get that down out of the way and taken care of before we put more things in the way. Somehow, when we put up a 180-foot tower, we missed there's a bunch of cables that are going to have to go down, and so it's going to get interesting to bring the other tower down. But I've been working with, talked to Brad and stuff, and we're putting our heads together to figure out how that's gonna work. You were here the last time we took that down, right?
I was.
You wanna come back up?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And the reason why that tower has to stay up, because it actually gives us our backup to our server offsite, which we have to have. So it couldn't come down before the big. So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah, it's chicken before the egg kind of thing. Thankfully we have not had any issues that we've needed the offsite backup, but it has paid for itself. I can promise you that at least once. So it's worth it.
Okay, good. Any other corporation comments? Superintendent comments?
I just have 3 quick updates. First of all, Randolph Eastern will be participating in the Business Expo on the 17th at the County Fairgrounds. I know Becky's going to have a nice little booth set up to show off some Apache stuff. Brian and Blake have been working this week for us to have some video running at our booth. We're going to have these flyers that I share with the board available as well. It's just a chance for us to kind of promote and show the people there what we're doing at Randolph Eastern. So that's happening this Saturday. COVID-19 update. It was still very positive. We had 32 staff members get their second vaccine on Monday. Some of them weren't feeling real well for 48 hours, but we've gotten through that part. It was kind of scary. As county superintendents talk, we were really worried that should we be going e-learning the days after that, but we got through it. Our staff that weren't feeling good powered through it, and so we're in good shape there. Our student numbers are phenomenal. Our staff, we're in really good shape on that front.
Okay.
And then the last thing I have is just that prom walk will be here next Saturday at 7 o'clock. So other than that, that's all I have.
All right. Any board comments? Board comments? No? Wendy?
Thanks to Andy and Blake and Becky, thanks to everybody that's making things keep going so well up there, and with all the grants and all the exciting things we have going at Randolph Eastern. So
Oh,
proud of our school.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get you back here so you can talk with us about it.
Yeah, I love hearing the chatter there before our meeting starts, so I do miss all of you.
Becky is always good for entertainment, I promise you that.
I'll
She-
send you the text.
she's
Yes,
for
I love
hire.
that.
Yeah. Well, if there's no further business, this
I
meeting,
love her energy.
this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.